Studio microphone narrator, slow, emotional tone. When 52-year-old midwife Emma Reynolds walked into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, no one expected that her case would change the law and touch millions of hearts around the world. She wasn't a criminal. She wasn't reckless. But she was charged with running 7 red lights and speeding 30 miles over the limit in a raging snowstorm. What the judge discovered next left the entire courtroom in tears. Scene transition, courtroom visuals, murmuring crowd sound. Studio microphone narrator. It was a cold Tuesday morning at the Providence Municipal Court. Judge Caprio sat behind his desk, reviewing files when the court officer called out. Case number 78945, Emma Reynolds, multiple traffic violations. A small woman entered, wearing a simple navy blue dress and white nurse shoes. Her eyes were tired, yet filled with quiet strength. People in the courtroom began whispering. "That's Emma, the legendary midwife. She delivered my grandson." A light applause broke out, something rare in Judge Caprio's courtroom. Cut to Judge Caprio's reaction. Studio microphone Judge Caprio. "Good morning, Mrs. Reynolds. You're facing 7 red light violations, excessive speeding, and reckless driving, all in one night. How do you plead?" Studio microphone Emma, calmly. "Your Honor, I admit to every violation, but if you'll allow me, I'd like to explain why." Scene 2, flashback to snowy night, storm sounds, soft background piano. Studio microphone narrator. That night, Providence was hit by the worst snowstorm in 50 years. Roads were buried, visibility was 0, and even ambulances couldn't move. At 10:30 p.m., Emma's phone rang. It was Jessica Martinez, a 22-year-old expectant mother, terrified and alone. Studio microphone Jessica, in phone audio, trembling voice. "Emma, please help me. My water broke. I'm bleeding. The baby isn't moving. The ambulance can't come." Emma didn't hesitate. She grabbed her emergency birth bag, oxygen, medical tools, newborn resuscitation kit, and rushed out into the blizzard. Cut to visuals of car driving through snow-covered streets. Studio microphone narrator. But the main road was blocked by an overturned truck. She had to take a longer route, through 7 traffic lights and icy back roads. Every red light she stopped at, she imagined the baby's heartbeat slowing. Every minute could mean life or death. So she made the hardest decision of her life. She ran the lights, carefully, slowly, honking and flashing headlights at every intersection. A one-time choice to save 2 lives. Cut back to courtroom. Studio microphone Judge Caprio, softly. "So you knew you were breaking the law?" Studio microphone Emma. "Yes, Your Honor. But I also knew that if I didn't, that mother and her baby would die." The room fell silent. You could hear a pin drop. Scene 3, emotional crescendo. Studio microphone narrator. When Emma reached Jessica's apartment, what she saw was terrifying. Jessica was pale, bleeding heavily. The baby's heartbeat was fading, 90 beats per minute and dropping. Emma had to act fast. With calm, trained hands, she began the delivery. But the umbilical cord was wrapped around the baby's neck, arm, and leg, a rare and deadly condition. For 1 long hour, Emma fought the storm, the fear, and death itself. And then the baby was born, but she wasn't breathing. Emma began resuscitation, breath by breath, chest compressions, oxygen. Seconds felt like hours. Then, finally, a cry, a tiny, miraculous cry that echoed through the night. Cut back to courtroom, emotional moment. Studio microphone narrator. The courtroom was filled with tears. And then a young woman stood up from the back. She was holding a baby wrapped in a pink blanket. Studio microphone Jessica, trembling voice. "Your Honor, my name is Jessica Martinez, and this is my daughter, Isabella. If Emma hadn't broken those red lights, we wouldn't be alive today." Gasps filled the room. Jessica walked forward, handed Emma a small silver necklace shaped like an angel, and whispered, "You are our guardian angel." Even Judge Caprio's eyes glistened with emotion. Scene 4, the verdict. Studio microphone Judge Caprio, gentle, emotional. "Mrs. Reynolds, traffic laws are here to protect life, but you broke them to save life. Sometimes justice isn't just about following the law. It's about understanding humanity. He paused, looked around the courtroom, and said, "All charges dismissed." The room erupted in applause. Mothers stood up cheering. Even the officers were wiping their eyes. Scene 5, Epilogue, inspiring montage music. Studio microphone narrator. But the story didn't end there. Judge Caprio asked the Providence City Council to create a new emergency healthcare worker protocol, giving midwives and nurses the same emergency rights as ambulances when saving lives. 1 month later, it was officially signed, inspired entirely by Emma Reynolds. Today, she leads a Providence emergency birth team, helping mothers in need 24/7. And every few months, she visits Judge Caprio, showing him new pictures of baby Isabella. Final scene, emotional piano music fades. Studio microphone narrator. In a world of rules, one woman proved that compassion is the greatest law of all. If this story touched your heart, write your city in the comments and hit subscribe to honor healthcare heroes like Emma Reynolds. Because sometimes justice isn't found in the courtroom. It's found in the heart. Red Heart.